Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and our show today is fashion, travel, and fitness. Today, we're going to be talking about what's hot in fashion. We're going to be going over to London to meet with our expert, Maria Ruseva. She's joined us before, and she'll be a regular guest, helping us get our fashion sense on. Let's welcome her from her studio. Hello, Maria.
Hello, Jacalyn. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. And thank you for inviting me today.
It's our pleasure to have you back. So for people who are joining us for the first time, why don't you tell us a little bit about the work that you do and your business?
I am a fashion designer and founder of Moda de la Maria, producing handmade, classically styled and high quality women's wear. Also, this year we start to do men's jackets from tweed as well.
Fantastic. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. When you think about the world of fashion, since you got involved with it, what are some of the things that you've noticed that really stand out for you?
Can you repeat, please? I think
Yes.
The connection is...
Yes. So Maria, when you think about your experience in the fashion industry, how have things been evolving?
The fashion industry, it's always, I will say, like a hectic industry, and it's something which everyone will need and wear, something what we need for ourselves. And the way how you make the garments as well, and usually the fashion is how you put all together, and how you like to wear and how you like to feel as well. And it's like the way how you make the garments with who you are working with, suppliers you are using, which kind of fabrics, and for example, we use sustainable and as possible organic fabrics to create a garment. And it's like all about what you will need and how you like what you like to wear.
Thank you. And I think from what you're describing, part of the fashion industry is producing mass number of items at one time through machines and through factories. And then the work that you do is really custom to your client. Would that be correct?
Yes, it is. What I am doing, we are doing make to order almost, and it's not mass production, and it's everything done very slow and one by one in our studio based in London. And usually we take the measurements of clients and then proceed like a first sample, first cutting the patterns, and like you see here, make it in a toil, not to do in original fabric, and then where it fits perfectly the pattern on the body shape of the client, then we cut on original fabrics, and stitching all here in studio, which I have behind me, a stitching machine. I don't know how to show it, maybe like that, and some fabrics, and everything is made locally in London.
I love that. What I'm wondering is, for some of us, most of us, many of us, we have maybe a 5 pounds amount of weight that we can go up or down. And when you have clothing that is custom made, how do you allocate, or how can you account for that? Should someone come in when they're a little bit at their heaviest, or when they're at their lightest?
Basically, if it's more, it depends of the weight as well. It's how big the person it is, maybe, because if you are more bigger sizer, we use more fabric, and more fabric will be used for that. And if it's someone more petite, it's like a less fabric, and it depends of that, and it's increasing the cost of spenders to making the jackets or dresses.
I know for me, I do a lot of weightlifting, strength training. So, for example, my back is broader than it has been over time. So some of my jackets don't fit the way they used to fit. They're too tight across the back. So with the work that you do, because it is all hand stitched, is it possible for the jackets to be let out or to be taken back in?
Absolutely, that it's going more like alteration services,
Mhm.
but usually we do alteration services to speak about Moda della Maria, like if we made already jackets and we continue to do alteration if it's not fit. But if someone it's getting different, take some weight, absolutely, if there's some space in a fabric, it depends how the jacket was created or dress, and if you have a left space, you can let out and make the piece to garment to fit you perfectly. If it's not, maybe to add adjustments of little fabrics to let out the pieces to create them more bigger. And
Okay,
also you can take in, like make it more smaller, and from each stitch you can take by 0.5 or 1 centimeter. Is depends again how much you need to be tapered and fit well on your body.
yeah, that's great news for your clients to know that the items that you create for them can grow or shrink with them and their body size.
Yeah.
So, Maria, when we saw you last, we were focusing really on your target audience. Your clients are typically women in their 40s or older, and I believe you just mentioned that you're also working on a men's line. Is that correct?
Yes, we just start this year to do menswear as well, but all make to order, like tweed jackets. For example, I have a client who like to do from that tweed, and this is the sample what I started, and also everything is handcrafted and well tailored made, and also I can show you these ones. We have this fabric, which it's organic fabric. It's Ardalanish tweed, I like their fabrics because it's plant-based dyes. And also this one is the same patterns, like oatmeal patterns, and it's all handcraft, I will say, and they woven like a very old traditional way to make the fabrics. And for menswear, I use also 100% wool, and the facing must be 100% silk. And inside, it's well based with the cotton canvas and cotton shoulder pads, all handcrafted, and it's just well tailored and hand stitches, hand finishing, and make the customer to be happy with.
Now, you mentioned about wool, and I know because you are there in London and there's not a lot of air conditioning. Are there different types of wool, different thickness, heaviness, wools that are worn when it's winter versus when it's other seasons?
It's absolutely different type of wool. Many kind of wool. It depends of the loom, and also can be heavy tweed, and could be more non-heavy tweed, which it's different ounces of weight, I will say. And you can use for heavy winter or for spring. Even it's a wool very light, what you can use for the summer as well. And that is coming very light, like maybe 5 looms or less than 5 looms woven as a wool. So you can wear the wool all year around, but different is depend of the weight of the wool.
Thank you, Maria. And for people who maybe have not had experience or exposure to custom-made clothing, what is the process? So I come in to see you, or maybe I order something on your website, which we'll show in a few minutes. Once you have the order, what actually takes place? What are the steps?
You mean
To create
step by
the
step
item?
to make to
Yes.
they first it's like a consultation, and I want to know about what they want to do, and I make my notes. Then I design on sketches, and when clients ideally telling me how they want to be collar sitting and the shape of the jacket, I just drew them, and then again I show them, and it's exactly what they thinking is or want. And just I drew a pattern, and from pattern I make the toilets like a trial fabric, and they come and try. Some of them I'm going by their destination in their houses, which it's not too far, and it's accessible. I make the measurements, then they try on when it's ready, and we cut in all original fabrics. We create canvases and shoulder pads, and also interfacing. They are all 100% cottons, and we stitch the original jacket, and then they try on, and if they are satisfied, it's all done. But if they may need a little alteration, we continue to work on it.
How long does this process typically take?
This is basically take around 5 weeks to create from scratch to finish, and yeah, it's take 5 weeks.
That's a short amount of time to get a custom made piece. That sounds wonderful. So for anybody who's out there, please reach out to Maria. Maria, we're going to take a look at your website, as I mentioned, but if people are not there in London, they can still order from you, can't they?
They can still order. They contact me. We can do a video call, and also someone who is very professional in the alteration services, they know how to take a measurements, and with their help they can take a measurements and send to us, and we more than happy to help and to your perfect jacket or trim jacket.
Wonderful. All right, let's take a look at your website right now. And
Thank you.
sure, let me share my screen. So for those people who are wanting to go to the website themselves, it's actually Moda de la Maria. It's MODADELAMARIA.com. Okay, so we're over here on the website, and how nice, you get 15% off your first order. That's fantastic. Let's see. I've already been on the website, so it knows where I am. Oops, let's go back here again. Okay, so Maria, tell us a little bit about what we're looking at. This is you.
Yes, it's me.
And tell us about the garment that you're holding there.
That it's again organic tweed jackets, which it's all handcrafted here in my studio, and it's have a silk lining, and inside it's cotton interfacings for women. Usually we do less than men. For men it's like a more structure jacket, more heaviness, but for women's wear it's less heavy build inside, and it's
how about your
buttoned
dress?
with actually it's a skirt, cashmere skirt, and cashmere top, black top.
Beautiful. I love it. And Maria, we
you.
see the lining, the pink chartreuse colored lining. Is that a sign of a custom made piece when it has a colorful silk lining?
Usually I merge the colors together, what is going with the fabrics, and I really like on that brown the dark fuchsia red, which is outstanding, the lining inside. It's very pleasant, and I choose them, and then I put together, and it's look very nice.
Very pretty.
More unique piece. But also my logo, it's a red logo, Moda de la Maria, and I love red. And maybe you will see often red colors in my collection, or combinations with red.
Let's take a look at your collections. I like red also. So you have knitwear, that's cashmere.
Yes, that is the skirt. Where is the second one, which I'm wearing on that picture?
Very pretty. And you've got some yellow here.
Mustard, yes,
yellow.
Mustard yellow.
Pretty. And here's a very pretty pink dress, is pink and blue.
Yes.
Very nice. All right, let's see winter collection. Now, tell us about some of these. They really look like statement pieces. These, this tweed jacket and this coat, this suit. Tell us more.
The inspiration of all pieces is Tudorian architecture. I was inspired by a Liberty department store in London. I like the Tudorian architect because it's a combination with black and cream, and I try to use those details, ornaments on collars, on shape of pocket side, and if you see on cream tweed with black, it's two different fabrics. Usually I don't use ready pieces, bendings. I make a extra patterns, and I cut from different black, which is boucle wool, and I create the bending by myself, and then I stitch them to the jacket, which is giving more authentic, I will say, more personal look, and with the, like, you can see it's high quality as well, because it's very well done made. And also the coat, the third one, it's brown wool and have a little twist like a red, dark red collar on silk, and it's buttoned on pearl buttons. And when don't like to have that red color around, you can take it off and have like a more classy jacket without red. And also I have a many it's removable colors specifically. Everything is twisted with little details as a collar, double collar.
I see there's we've got blue down here. I especially like
Yeah.
this one. Tell us about this one.
Which one?
This black. Is it black or blue? Black.
It's black and like a cream of white. It's again the Tudorian building, and I use in one side different because I inspired by ornaments, and I try to give the look of half of collar and the shape of shawl mini collar, I will say. And also the pockets, they are coming like a corner shaped triangle as again the shape of those buildings of Tudorian. And the buttons, they are horn buttons, black and white together, which is a perfect match for the jacket. The silk, the lining, it's a silk in black, we cannot see from here. And I think it's give it like a little chic and elegance.
It's absolutely
more,
beautiful.
Like a daily chic, I will say.
Really pretty. Now, for this piece, like the others, do you do all of the handcrafting yourself?
Yes, they are all handcrafted and designed from scratch to finish, like with the time and patience to make a perfect look and high quality. For us, the high quality is very important. I like them to be, when creating a piece, to be last for more generation to come. And if you wear, you feel comfortable, and you wear more often the piece what you buy than just for once and you want the new one and don't like anymore. It's great, like you buy something nice, but you can combine with something what you have already in your wardrobe. And wear the same one with the different looks.
Let's take a look at the summer collection. I love this dress in the middle. So pretty.
It's 100% silk. It's a rose pink color, and it's have like a drops in front, and a little belt, and long sleeve, and also it's hand finish. It's very pretty, and it's look very nice on girls as well who bought it. It's very nice piece.
It's, to me, it's
And
so feminine.
It's very feminine, and also the silk, it's very gentle to the skin, and usually you feel comfortable and you like to wear a silk, and it's healthy in the same time.
I can imagine you might feel like a princess in that dress. Just so seems very regal to me.
I think will suit you very well.
All right, let's see what else is here. I love this blue color of this jacket, and then the trim that you have on it. Tell us about that.
The blue jacket, it's also with the double collar, which is in coral color, and they are all cotton voile, and the buttons are blue decorative pearl buttons, mother of pearls, and also have a belt, which is from cotton as well, and the loops. Inside it's with lined with the cotton floral, and I combine with the pleated skirt and blouse together. The skirt is printed with poppy flower, which first I drew them by hand, and then I introduce them in Photoshop. I work a bit with colors and send to the printer, and they send for us, print for us the fabrics, and also the blue, sky blue, it's or royal blue, I will say, it's printed specially for us, which I choose the color together, and they are made for Moda della Maria specifically. So it's you can say it's very unique and nice summary to wear.
Now, Maria, I have a question for you. We see here on the care guide, dry clean only. Now, what I've found is I used to dry clean all my clothes. I was in, no worries. I was in corporate for decades, and I used to dry clean everything. And now I found that there's some pieces that you can actually hand wash or put into a washing machine. How do we know when it says dry clean only if that is something that we can do?
Excuse me. It's very hot in my studio, basically. We are in winter, but I don't know where it's very hot. About the dry cleaning, for example, if it's cotton and it's a skirt like that one, you can wash it, and but always advise not to wash like a very high degrees, or to dry them in machine, because that is really damaging the fabric. Many of us thinking, oh, I dry them in machine and I will iron and will be fine, but those dryers really damage the fabric, shrink the fabric, shrink very much. You cannot even iron. I advise, like, if you have a garden or some space, just naturally to dry them. But about the jackets, because jackets, they are structured well inside, and they are interfacings and canvases. To not to lose the shape, it's advising as a dry cleaning. But absolutely, every fabric is washable. And even wool, even cottons, cashmeres, usually it's washable. Everything is washable, but only because of the structure, you don't want to damage that and lose the shape, we advise dry cleaner.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So almost all fabrics are washable, but it's the
Yes.
structure. It's that it's not going to look the same. It's not going to hang the same on your body.
And also it's about like you have to have a knowledge how you can wash them, because you cannot put a very high degree, or you need to know, for example, cotton, how you can wash, but always hand wash will be okay.
That's great news. Fantastic. So, Maria, we explored this on our first show, but for people who are joining us and didn't get to see that one, of course, they can go to our YouTube channel and see it there. But what is your background and why are you so passionate about the work that you do?
I came from a family who was working with wool, and my grandfather was craftsmanship, and he was making uh, working with the sheepskin, and uh, he was making jackets and traditional hats, which is those high shepherd hats in Ukraine, very often used. And also he was making rugs and wooden cigarette pipe. I remember it was his favorite, and he always was crafting that ones, like tobacco, and you put inside tobacco, and he was smoking. And also like uh, rugs, but plant-based rugs, and he was woven by hand all of those, and many small creativity he was doing from wood, like spoons, cups, little um, plates, and little like a spindles to woven the wool. I show them in London show when I was interviewed by Jan Pelivan, and those ones he was doing. And from there, it's I was inspired by him, by my grandfather, and always as a little girl, I was playing with the dolls and stitching and making some dresses for dolls, and also collecting plants and putting on dresses, and try to be very creative, and show to my mother, and very proud I make a princess or a wedding dress for my dolls. Then I moved to Istanbul from early age after my study in. I was studying 1 year in Ukraine, in Moldova after Ukraine, and then I moved in Istanbul to one of my aunts, and I was studied there for a few years, and also I've been trained and working in fashion industry and different companies. And then after all, I love England. I was in England first in 2007, and then I moved in London in 2013, and make some more internships with other collaboration with designers. And in 2013 I create my logo, and always I was want to have my own brand and create my clothes, which is my passion. And I just start legally in 2019, and I have a small studio helping us like a charity which is named BOEHM. They help us to have a studios and making I create my brand, and now I'm here.
Wow, congratulations, Maria. As you were sharing your story, your
Thank
face
you.
was just lighting up. You were just so filled with happiness and joy.
Thank you.
So, officially, 2019 was when you opened your doors?
Yes, officially 2019.
And then with the pandemic, how did that impact your business?
The pandemic, it was very bad, I will say it. In a while, I was from beginning panicking, like what is going on, and I believe for everyone it was like that. Because we just started and it was going well, and everything is closed and nothing is working. It was just not good. And even now many businesses can't, like a very slow start to recover, but cannot come in their feelings yet, I will say. It's same for us, like it's super slow, and it's we will nearly there to recovery, but it was really hard. It's damaged many businesses around in London as well, and closed many of them, and the prices come up, and you as a designer, the prices, if you go very up as a small business, maybe that it's a bit question, but we are still the same, and just trying and working forward, which have like at the moment a few clients which they are very good, repetitive, and happy with us. But COVID, it was not good time.
And Maria, what would you say are some of the things that you did to survive and to still keep your business going?
We had a few, not many, but some sale online, and also we had actually a little grant help from government. We thankfully for that. And also some clients who very privately like to stitch and have some pieces. We had that as well, but almost it was like some online
It's amazing.
orders.
You started business in 2019, then 2020, the pandemic hits, and yet you're still here and you're still putting out quality products that people love. And I know there are some people who definitely want to follow you, and you are on all the social media platforms. What is the handle that you use there?
I use Instagram, which is at Moda de la Maria, and I use Facebook. It's Moda de la Maria as well. Our website, which is modadelamaria.com, and we have a Twitter, but most involving it's Instagram and Facebook.
Thank you, Maria. And for people who are in the London area and they want to come into your shop, what are the hours and where are you located?
We are located in Lee, very close to Blackheath. It's 8 minutes from Blackheath and 6 minutes from Lee Station. It's between Lee and Lewisham, Blackheath and Lewisham. It's the address 9 Port Ash Road, SE12 8RG, and they can find us there. And also we have a very nice range of jewelry too, and please visit us and have a look. You can try all garments as well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Maria. And, we're going to look forward to welcoming you back. I'm not sure of the next date, but I know you are booked in for some other shows. So we'll look forward to hearing what's the latest and greatest going on there at your shop. And just thanking you for sustainable fashion. I think that's really fabulous.
Thank you very much, you too, and for inviting me again. I very appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please do visit the website again, MODADELAMARIA.com. Thank you, Maria. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll be in touch.
Thank you very much. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. And once again, please do reach out to Maria. Our guests and our team members are all providing education, hope, and inspiration. And we really do want you to go and reach out to them. You can also find Maria on LinkedIn. Our next show is coming up, and it's Talking Heads. And our expert presenter is Dr. Madeline Chan. So please do stay with us. Following that, we have a special show today at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, which is 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And it is called Creative Hearts. So join us for that. And following that, we will have the Listening Mentor and then Pet Psychic Amina. All right, signing off for a few minutes, and we will see you again shortly here. Thank you.